Yo, what's up, boys and girls? It's Justin from Sabbath Gardens. Long time no see. Good to see you. Welcome back, and shalom. Well, it's been a really long time since we last spoke. I think it's probably been 9 months or something like that. So I've done an absolutely terrible job of keeping you guys updated on Sabbath Gardens, but I want to do better. And on top of that, I've really made a lot of changes to the garden since I last posted. So I really want to give you guys an update on that. I know most of you are still in the snow right now, and I feel very sorry for you. But all I can do is encourage you to move to Florida. It's pretty awesome here. Right now it's March 1st, and we got a lot growing on. We've had a lot growing on for the last couple of weeks and months, actually. It never really stopped. We did have 1 or 2 nights of really cold temperatures where it got almost down to freezing, but didn't quite do that. So very thankful for tropical weather pretty much year round. Farmer's Almanac says that my zone has 340 days of growing per year, so pretty sweet. But anyway, I added some stuff and I want to show you guys. And if you see my microphone dipping into the lens as I'm filming, just know it's because I have a really ghetto camera setup. Oh, what is happening? Hey, there we go. Welcome to Sabbath Gardens. So anyway, yeah, good to see you guys again. I know some of you might remember when I put these banana in, it was actually just one banana tree. If you guys can recall how banana trees actually grow, one turns into many, right? And so when I planted it, it was actually about the size of this baby one. But now, as you can see, she's gotten big, and she's added a couple of babies with her. So you can see a pup here that came up out of it, another one here, and then another baby I actually planted in the front yard, which is doing really good. So I planted a couple of things of collard greens, probably in October, something like that. And so my buddy Josh gave me some giant onions, and I can't wait to see those things. See how giant they really are. Of course, we got some curly kale and all this stuff. This is mostly my chicken box. I use what I plant in here, or what I grow in this box, primarily to feed to my chickens over there, which I'll show you in a second. And real quick, I'll probably do a better video on this at some point, but I did install a drip irrigation system. I followed the directions from this dude, really good YouTube channel called Nature's Always Right, and I kind of learned from his tutorials how to install drip irrigation, and I set up drip lines all through my entire yard so that I don't have to be concerned with hand watering, etc., etc. Also, Samson, what are you eating? Are you eating grass again? Samson's doing good. Yep. How you doing, buddy? What's up? Say hi to everybody. Oh, Samson. He misses the cucumbers and all that. Those will be coming later this year. But this box, man, I ended up building this box. It's got the galvanized corrugated siding and the mostly 2x4s is what I built it out of. It's about 4 feet wide and about 8 feet long, so it's really, really big. And I may have overcrowded it when I planted it. And by the way, I did utilize the Hugelkultur method, so we'll talk more about that some other time. But basically the bottom, maybe the bottom quarter to bottom half of this whole thing is full of giant logs that came from our trees in the front yard. Huge logs make up the base of this thing, kind of piled on top of each other. And then from there, the pieces of wood get relatively smaller and smaller. Sticks, branches, leaves, lots of debris. And then it finally works its way up into a composted soil mixture that I used composted chicken manure soil, some earthworm castings that I made over the winter, and bunch of other stuff into this thing, and man, it just absolutely exploded. So right now, I'm not going to go into all of it, but I have 3 types of peppers growing back here, already starting to come through. Some yellow banana peppers changing colors, and a bunch of heirloom carrots all through here. These are all onions here, and you can see everything's just blowing up. It worked so good. Here's a actually 3rd batch of radishes growing under here. We got a ton of radishes. These Swiss chards just went insanely. Look how big these Swiss chard ended up getting, taking over my whole box here. Some bush beans, and around the back here I went ahead and planted some peas. We're going to try and get these baby peas to go ahead and climb and vine all up these poles here, and see what happens with that. Hopefully it works out. But yeah, I don't remember all the specs on this off the top of my head, but it took a lot of work, a lot of dirt, a lot of branches, but I expect this thing to hold up for a couple of really good years. And as you can see, it's already just explosive with growth, so it's definitely working. In case anyone's questioning whether or not you should use metal like this in Florida, yes, you should, because it doesn't actually hold the heat. It actually reflects it, surprisingly. So yeah, it doesn't get too hot. And we are in central Florida, central east coast of Florida, so it can get pretty hot here, but not a problem. So just keep that in mind. If you guys were around before too, I also had a baby Moringa tree that I planted from seed late last spring, and in just about 9 months it grew to 18 feet tall. And then over the winter it got progressively more and more thick, the trunk did. And yeah, you can see, I'll show you a better shot of this thing. You can see that it just got gigantic. So that's our Moringa tree. Obviously superfood. If you guys aren't familiar with Moringa trees and you're in a subtropical zone where you can grow one, oh dudes, you got to get one. Lots of vitamin C, lots of nutrients in that tree. Not to mention it provides a dappled shade to the rest of the garden over here. So I planted it intentionally right there because of the way the sun moves. It's going to provide it already does provide dappled shade to my chickens in the morning, and then progressively to the rest of the yard through the day. And it's been really cool to watch that actually work out. So I'm sure you guys remember me teaching how to build these raised beds for $100 or something like that last year. And well, in Florida, they have to be raised beds. They can't just be a little bit raised beds. They got to be raised beds, because the grass is so aggressive here that I spend so much time trying to keep the grass out of these raised beds that I built last year that it's like just not even worth it anymore. So over the winter I went to Tractor Supply and I got me these giant feed troughs. They're about $179 a piece, but they make a really nice raised bed. All you got to do is drill holes in the bottom of them for drainage. I did a mini Hugelkultur with these, which means same thing, lots of branches and mini logs all through there. Lots of organic soil, lots of locally sourced soil from my compost, chicken manure, and things like that. So just planted these actually recently. Again, my buddy Josh gave me some cool beans, which was pretty cool beans. I got some purple Cherokee tomatoes. He also gave me some glazed tomato over here. But this is mostly going to be a salad box, I think. You can see some of the babies already popping up. This is a gourmet lettuce blend that I planted about 3 days ago. That's going to go crazy. And you can't see it now, but there's a whole row of Paris Island lettuce over there as well. And this bed it's going to be bush beans. I got a lot of bush beans planted on that end over there. But anyway, as you can see, it worked out nicely to where when I went ahead and added these into the center of my currently existing raised beds. By the way, this is called yarrow. This is some baby dill there. We got some oh, what is it? I can't remember. We got some other herbs coming up in there as well. Anyways, when you end up with 2 tiers like this, you end up with the ability to grow 2 tiers, and I really like that. So we actually have more planting space right now than we need, which is just absolutely awesome, in terms of, well, just having lots of planting space. So when we go into planting what's next for the coming months, then I'll have, you know, lots of room to do that. I still have to fix my irrigation system here because I had to change it around to install these guys a couple weeks ago, and haven't gotten around to fixing it all up and finalizing it. Well, the chickens are doing great. I do have some bad news for you guys though. Yep, one of them passed. One of our ladies passed over the winter. Unfortunately, they're not even old, y'all. They're pretty young. But yeah, she just died. We're not really sure what's up with that. But these 3 are laying really, really good. Right now we're getting almost an egg a day per chicken, which is insane. And we have a lot of extra eggs, y'all. I'll show you some of the eggs. Look, every time they always want to come out here and get some grass before I close the door. See? If I could, I'd let them free range out here in my backyard, but we are in a neighborhood. They are not clipped. Their wings are not clipped. And I don't know what they'll do. So, not to mention my cat Pickles is a cold-hearted killer. So I don't know what he would do either. That cat literally just killing everything. Here's our baby sweet. It's called a sweet orange, and it's actually a miniature orange. My friend Chris gave me this tree last year. It's kind of like a bonsai, it seems. It's hardly grown at all in size, but it's flowering, and last year it gave us some little baby oranges, so we're gonna look forward to seeing what that does. I took some pictures, I think, of the lemon haul we got from this tree over here, so we'll have to flash those on the screen or something. But we got so many lemons. That's a whole nother story. Still haven't got anything from our key lime Meyer lemon tree yet, but it's just a baby. I just put this bad boy in the ground last spring, as you guys might recall. So that's what it looks like now. It's pretty much tripled in size, just like our peach tree, also tripled in size. And this thing's just moments away from flowering. Here we go, look at this. Some new growth right here. You see that new growth? This thing will be full of beautiful flowers. I'll have to get lots of video of that when it's ready. But other than that, our plumeria is dormant. This is a cutting that I've been carrying around with me for years and years in a pot, and once I finally got a place to put it in the ground here at Sabbath Gardens, I threw it in the ground last year and it doubled in size. So looking forward to that blooming. So yeah, we're not really in spring yet, y'all. You know, it's still coming, but we're like in like early spring. In the early spring here, we already got our strawberries. We already got planes flying over our house when we're trying to record audio. But look at this. Look at these blueberries. Blueberry bushes here. I expanded my blueberry bush collection. All these flowers will turn into berries. And I added 2 more blueberry bushes over the winter. Different varieties in here. So this whole section will be like a blueberry patch when it really comes to fruition. And my olive tree. Very excited about the olive tree. Nothing really exciting going on with it at the moment. but we added it to the collection over the winter and been nursing that. Got a strawberry patch in here, and it's already given us 20 or 30 strawberries so far, and they are delicious. Back here, just our dwarf bananas. If you guys can remember, I planted some baby dwarf banana trees about this size last year, and they grew up to about the height of the fence here and gave us baby banana hands, and we had bananas from both of our little trees here. And then of course they died and left behind these pups, just like the other trees do. And so now we got 2 banana trees that replaced the old one that was here. So this whole area will become a banana garden, if you will. Blackberries, these are not being supported the way they're supposed to currently. So I think they're supposed to go on some kind of like trellis, but I got a blackberry bush going here. And then I want to show you one more thing before we wrap it up. Oh, by the way, I had to weed every single one of these pavers by hand over the winter to get all these weeds out so that I could seal them with polymeric sand, and then I'm going to seal them again with that wet look seal stuff. I'll have to videotape that when that happens, but anyways, check out my tomato tunnel. The tomato tunnel is back, y'all. Here we are, March 1st, and we're already up the fence and about halfway down this wire, these steel wires I installed last year for climbing. So I think this year we're gonna actually make it all the way up to the pool, the rooftop of the pool. I'm really looking forward to that. It's literally going to be raining tomatoes down. I thought that would be really cool, you know, for pictures and just because, until I realized that it's going to be raining tomatoes on my pavers. So I'll have to be meticulously cleaning those up all the time. That should be a blasty blast. But that's pretty much it. There's that lemon tree I was telling y'all about that just went crazy and gave us like 200 lemons. By the way, it takes lemons like months and months, like 5 months to ripen, just so you know. If you got lemons and they're still green and you're like, when are these things gonna turn yellow? Oh, you have to just keep waiting. And that's it, y'all. That's Sabbath Gardens. That's the update, man. Oh wait, hold up. Except for this papaya. Don't let me forget this papaya. It was like, you guys remember? You might not remember, but it was like a foot tall last year. Now look at this thing. It's given us so many of these beautiful giant papayas that we literally can't eat them all. Literally, because no one likes them. Turns out papayas don't taste very good. But if we're ever starving to death... Anyway, papayas growing good in Sabbath Gardens too. And yeah, that's it. Hey, if you're interested in staying up to date on Sabbath Gardens and on some of the other projects I got coming down the pipeline, then feel free to subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified the next time I post. And don't forget to tell me down in the comments below what you'd like to see more of in Sabbath Gardens, or anything I can help you with, or any tips and tricks you might have for me. So thanks again, guys. Blessings, and we'll talk to you later. Shalom.